Right now, a senior advisor for Badger football arrested. What head coach Luke Fickell had to say about the incident.
Plus, deciding the fate of abortion in Wisconsin, the arguments being heard by the state Supreme Court today.
And helping veterans in need, how a local health care program is using former service members to assist in end-of-life care. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. A senior advisor for Badger football, Jack Del Rio, was arrested just after midnight last Friday for an OWI.
This morning, head coach Luke Fickell said in his weekly press conference that Del Rio will be resigning from his position with the Badgers. Our Andrew Banstra is in studio now, and he has more. Andrew.
Yeah, Eric and Susan, police say Del Rio allegedly crashed his car into a light pole before breaking somebody's fence in their yard, where his car eventually stayed. The incident took place on Madison's west side, where witnesses said Del Rio was seen walking away after the crash. When police arrived, they did find him and said he showed signs of impairment and admitted to driving the car. Del Rio joined the Badgers as a senior advisor before the season, following a lengthy NFL career that included 11 seasons as a player and 12 more as a head coach.
Going to move forward, and he's going to resign and move on. You know, but it's a tough situation. Decisions that all of us have to, be able to, take full responsibility for, and so that's what Jack will do, and we'll continue to move forward. None of he nor me or anybody in our athletic department wants to take away the distractions or have a distraction from what the task is at hand.
This afternoon, Del Rio himself released a statement confirming his resignation and thanking Fickell for the chance to work at Wisconsin.
Andrew, thank you. Over a dozen shell casings are found in Madison after a report of shots fired. This happened Friday night. Police called to the area of Mesta Lane at Commercial Avenue on the east side, and there officers say they found over 24 shell casings fired from 2 different weapons. No injuries were reported, and there were no signs of any property damage. If you have any information on the shooting, you're asked to contact Madison Police or Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
To weather now, southern Wisconsin will stay dry for a couple more days.
But the rain is set to return soon. Jacob has more on the weather patio. Jacob?
Yeah, we are going to see rain return pretty quickly. Looks like it'll happen Wednesday evening, but until then, still going to see some dry weather. Today was a cool one, 34 degrees, mostly clear skies. We did have a little bit of wind earlier, but right now the winds are much calmer. Looking at the temperatures across Dane County, some areas in the county very close to that freezing level, and further north, we are seeing temperatures close to the 20s. Actually, earlier, Camp Douglas was in the 20s. They've risen back up into the 30s, though. However, our entire area expected to drop below freezing, or at least close to that level, if not into the upper 20s. Winds, like I mentioned, calm down, only up to around 10 miles per hour for portions of our area, and the winds aren't going to be as bad tomorrow. So here's a look at the forecast for tonight. Clear skies. We are going to see lows right around 30 degrees, upper 20s, and then we're going to see temperatures similar to what we saw today, but we're not going to be as windy. We also will continue to see sunshine, and then the rain will come on Wednesday. Looks like it will hold off for most of the day. I'll talk more in detail about that rainfall forecast coming up a little bit later.
Jacob, thank you. Wisconsin's 175-year-old abortion ban challenged before the state Supreme Court today. 2 years ago, abortion was made illegal in Wisconsin after a decision by the U.S. Supreme Court to let an 1849 ban go into effect. Last year, a Dane County judge essentially threw out that 1800s law, making abortion legal once again in Wisconsin. The state Supreme Court taking a look at that Dane County judge decision, which led to often tense arguments on the bench.
You kidding me? We're trying to figure out if medical providers here are going to be able to save women's lives. So yeah, we better get this right.
The justices debated over whether newer laws on abortion effectively repeal that abortion ban from more than 100 years ago. State Supreme Court currently has a liberal majority, so we are expecting them to uphold the lower court's decision to keep abortion legal in Wisconsin. New developments regarding the plea deals for the alleged 9/11 conspirators. The military judge in Guantanamo Bay has agreed to delay the hearings. Back in August, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin revoked the plea deals between the alleged conspirators and the federal government. But last week, a judge ruled Austin acted too late and that the deals were valid. The prosecution requested a pause in court proceedings to appeal the decision. A defense official says a new date will be determined in December or January.
President-elect Donald Trump could soon announce his pick for Secretary of State. People familiar with Trump's thinking say Florida Senator Marco Rubio is likely to be selected. Rubio was in the running to be vice president and has made it clear that he is interested in joining Trump's cabinet. A spokesperson for Senator Rubio declined to comment on the matter.
Today is Veterans Day, a time when we honor those who have served or who are actively serving in the United States Armed Services, and celebrations were underway at the state capitol right here in Madison on this 106th anniversary to the end of World War I. Attendees listened to remarks from our veterans and political figures celebrating the bravery of Wisconsin service members. The Madison Veterans Council and Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs putting on the annual event. This year's theme, a legacy of loyalty and service.
It symbolizes that our state, our governor, and all the other representatives here in the state value veterans and value the sacrifices we've made, and want the rest of our community and our state to value us as well.
Others in attendance tell us that after last week's election, today's ceremony showed the strength of being united.
President Biden paid tribute to what he called the greatest fighting force as he marked his final Veterans Day as Commander-in-Chief at Arlington National Cemetery.
For all the military families, to all those with a loved one still missing or unaccounted for, to all Americans grieving the loss of a loved one who wore the uniform, Jill and I want you to know we see you, we thank you, and we'll never stop working to meet our sacred obligation to you and your families.
Earlier in the day, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris also participated in a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Dogs are man's best friend, and for veterans, they can be a life-saving companion. The Department of Veterans Affairs says 7% of veterans will experience PTSD, and for those who served in conflicts this century, that number is 15%. Dogs for Valor is a Kansas-based organization that trains dogs to help manage their owners' symptoms like depression and anxiety. The group can also find a service dog for a veteran or first responder in need. Many veterans first come to the program on edge and are afraid to be in public spaces.
A lot of times the veteran with severe PTSD is, homebound. They're isolated, they're very nervous, they won't make eye contact, some won't leave the house at all. And by the end of the service dog program, they're coming out with their dogs.
The training program lasts for 6 to 9 months, but many veterans continue to attend group gatherings. Some veterans say their family relationships have also improved since working with Dogs for Valor.
SSM Health is paying respect to a special group of veterans on this Veterans Day. The medical provider is highlighting their Health at Home Veteran-to-Veteran program. The initiative partners a former service member volunteer with a veteran hospice patient to give them an opportunity to share their stories and experiences with a fellow veteran. It also gives patients a safe space to face any challenges or needs like PTSD or emotional support in their final days.
I was a little worried going in. I was scared, okay, this is a lot, working with families that are going through this grief. And now that I've done it, and I've done it for 1.5 years, like I said, I'm gonna retire out of this. It's one of the greatest things. It's so rewarding to communicate with these other veterans that are going through this time in their life.
SSM Health says they are always looking for veteran volunteers to join their hospice care programs.
Well, you don't need to be a former service member to help out a veteran today. Medical experts say those who have been deployed in combat zones can have an especially hard time being forced to face certain feelings. Doctors recommend if you have a loved one who has served to get personal with your gratitude. Give them your time, guide them to helpful resources, and help them stay connected to others.
Well, after the break at 10, Jacob tells us about the rain heading our way.
Plus, getting students to class on time, what changes Madison School District has made to its transportation system this year. Stay with us.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Illuminate your backyard and add safety to your home with outdoor Lithonia security lighting. The integrated LED lights will save you energy and is an easy installation. All in stock, Lithonia security lights are on sale now. Organize your home with Closet Made. We carry everything you need to maximize your space in closets, pantries, and more. Get this closet kit for $59.98 after an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Enjoy a website-like layout and swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now. From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
News 3 Now has been listening to parents' concerns about the school buses in the Madison School District.
So what has the district done to make sure your children get to school safely and efficiently this year? And what does the future look like? Our Arman Rahman went to officials to find out.
Jay Mishra says this year he's no longer worried about things spinning out of control when he gets his kids on the school bus to Olson Elementary every morning.
We don't feel any trouble this year. It is way better than the last year.
Last year was First Student Inc.'s first year operating school buses for the Madison Metropolitan School District. Mike Herding is the special assistant to the MMSD superintendent.
Last year, with the national shortage of drivers, we just didn't have enough drivers to do all the routes.
At that time, News 3 Now brought you stories from parents who said their kids' buses were late in the morning, dropped them off late in the evening, or in one instance,
we should not be waiting until one of these kids gets lost.
Dropped a child off at the wrong bus stop, forcing them to ask a stranger for a ride home.
We started with a 2-tier. We weren't able to deliver on that, so we had to go to a 3-tier system, which is where we are today.
That meant changing school start and end times to adjust to the transportation woes. Woes that Mishra remembers well.
Last year, initially, when school started, so it had little glitches because they wanted to know the route, different drivers were there.
Now, Herding says the district has about 127 bus drivers.
So we have a little leeway, but we're actively encouraging people to drive school bus or be attendants as we continue to be able to provide more services to our schools.
He says they hope to get more drivers to provide transportation home from after-school programs and other activities. But after last year, the district's next stop on the route to progress was starting this school year smoothly.
New routes, new students, they may get on the wrong bus or not know exactly where it's going to go.
And those bumps in the road did happen, but the district says things stayed on track so far. Herding says for the month of October, yellow buses had been on time 98% of the time.
But this time we feel it is perfectly nice. It comes actually 5 minutes early.
I reached out to other parents to see what they thought, and while they couldn't speak on camera, they agree buses have been more reliable this year.
We occasionally get a concern about a bus stop. And we, both First Student and MMSD, take a look at it to make sure it's safe.
There are about 1,600 yellow bus stops in MMSD.
Although every time you add a bus stop, it adds minutes to the route and can create problems down the line.
Now the district is gearing up for a route that can be new every year, the winter driving season.
The first couple of snowstorms, we'll see late buses. We expect that.
But until then, they feel satisfied with the bus service.
I'm generally happy.
And Mishra's kids can keep their minds spinning about the bigger stuff.
I'm horrible at math.
Anyone who wants to report a problem with school buses or stops should contact the district's transportation department. First Student sent News 3 Now a statement which reads in part, "We currently have a full complement of drivers to serve MMSD, ensuring that all bus routes are covered. We are proud of our efforts and appreciate MMSD's continued support of our operations."
Well, the White House is racing to dole out remaining funds from key legislation before President-elect Trump takes office. The efforts reflect how the Biden administration is working to shore up key initiatives. After bowing out of the race in July, President Biden tasked his team with ramping up the implementation of key legislation, including the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure law. That directive has taken on heightened significance since voters decided to send Donald Trump back to the White House next year.
The cost to borrow money has gone down slowly, but mortgage rates remain high. Last week, the Federal Reserve cut the benchmark federal funds rate by a quarter point, lowering borrowing costs for banks to between 4.5 and 4.75%. But according to Freddie Mac, 30-year fixed mortgage rates inched up last week to 6.7%. Economists say fewer homes on the market are to blame.
Home prices hitting new record highs with each passing month, and this is simply due to the fact that we have a housing shortage. It's frustrating to see that, but it's not surprising.
Only 24% of housing sales last month were first-time buyers. Economists predict the new normal for mortgage rates could be closer to 6%.
A new report on shrinkflation shows many popular household items have gotten smaller while their price remains the same. LendingTree found that nearly 3 in 4 Americans have noticed that some of their go-to grocery items have gotten smaller, with the price staying the same or even going up. Household paper products saw the highest rate of change. Breakfast candy and snack products were also most likely to experience shrinkflation. Analysts say global supply chain issues caused some manufacturers to downsize their products.
But it's worth pointing out that we're pretty much past that. Global supply chains are more or less back to normal, more or less where they were prior to the pandemic.
Georgia Pacific, the maker of Angel Soft toilet paper, says it did reduce the number of sheets per roll from 429 to 320. That happened in 2022, but that in some cases they added more rolls to the package. The
total cost of damage from climate-related extreme weather events globally over the last decade was about $2 trillion. That's according to an estimate by the International Chamber of Commerce. And it's roughly in line with the economic toll of the 2008 global financial crisis. The report assessed nearly 4,000 weather events across 6 continents from 2014 to last year. More than 200 countries are coming together to talk about climate change. COP29 kicks off, but most nations have failed to deliver on last year's promise to phase out coal, oil, and gas. This as the Earth is on pace for a repeat of the hottest year on record. Climate finance is the driving force at this year's conference, with the UN saying that richer nations may need to shell out at least $1 trillion a year to help developing countries fight and cope with climate change.
Well, shaping up to be a mild, seasonable forecast in the coming days.
But the rain won't stay away for long. Jacob Montesano is here with when we're going to see more showers, Jacob.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. Tomorrow we are going to see another day of sunshine, but then the rain is expected to return on Wednesday. We are going to see more rainfall in the forecast for next week as well, and overall it will be a much more active week. Now let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. We're going to see low temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s, mostly clear skies. And then for tomorrow, the clear skies are expected to continue. We're going to have those highs in the upper 40s, kind of similar to today, but it's not going to be as windy. We're once again expected to see a good amount of sunshine. But as we look at the rainfall forecast, again, not expect to see anything tonight or tomorrow, just a few passing clouds here and there. But then Wednesday, that's when the rain is expected. Now, it is looking like we are going to be dry for much of the day on Wednesday with just a few clouds, especially early in the day. We actually may wake up to some sunshine. But then as we get towards the later afternoon, look out west, we'll see some showers begin to move into the region. And then after sunset, we'll continue to see that rain push through the rest of our area. And the majority of our region will see rain possibly for several hours as these showers, maybe a few isolated storms, but mostly just in the form of some showers, they will continue throughout much of the night. Could see some pockets of heavy rainfall as well. Once we get to Thursday morning, the rain will be a lot more broken up, but we could still see some lingering showers throughout the morning, especially for areas east of Madison. But once we get to the afternoon, we're expecting mostly dry conditions, but the clouds, especially for Madison and points eastward, will linger. Areas near the Mississippi River will see sunshine earlier than the rest of us. Now, as we take a look at the amount of precipitation that is in the forecast, areas to the south will see the most, possibly up to an inch. Areas to the north won't see quite as much, only going to see about 1/4 of an inch at most. Madison will see about 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch, and that's the case for a good amount of areas to the east and west. But everyone is expected to see rain at some point. But like I mentioned, the good news is that it mostly will be after sunset. Looking at the rain chances for the rest of the next 7 days, that will really be about it. We have a small chance of rain over the weekend, but it is looking like outside that one round of precipitation Wednesday night, we're not expecting any rainfall for the rest of the work week or the weekend, just a small chance of some light showers. But next week, that is not the case. We are expecting several days of rainfall possibly Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, a lot can change between now and then, but it does look like overnight temperatures could be cool enough to see a mixture of some rain and snow. Again, we will continue to update the forecast for next week as it gets closer, but at this point in time, there is a good probability that we will see some rainfall and possibly some snow for parts of the area. But until then, we're just going to see that round of rain Wednesday night. We are going to be a bit breezy towards the beginning of next week, even though conditions should remain dry. Again, just a small chance of rain over the weekend. And temperatures aren't really going to change too much dramatically. We're going to continue to see highs in the upper 40s and lower 50s.
And still to come in sports, Wisconsin is on to Oregon. What to expect against the nation's top-ranked team next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Owning my own home is nice. You can just come home knowing that it's yours. It's a sense of pride, sense of ownership, and enjoying it with everyone I love and care for.
Make a lasting impact on local families in need. Please donate today.
For patients rehabilitating from a stroke, injury, or illness at Encompass Health, regaining the highest quality of life is their primary goal, and ours, because there's nothing like the joy of coming home.
The holidays, and holiday trips, and holiday toys, and holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Whether you're living for today or saving for tomorrow, DePaco Credit Union offers flexible options to help you make the most of your money. With our comprehensive tools and customized programs, DePaco will help you see exactly where your money goes and how your savings can grow. A penny saved isn't just a penny earned. It's also a step toward greater confidence and financial freedom. Make the most of your money. Call DePaco today. Learn more at dupaco.com/save. Federally insured by NCUA.
In the heart of Middleton, there's a place where Christmas comes alive year after year. A joyful place where you can experience the magic of the season and take it home with you. The Bruce Company is here to make your holidays unforgettable. Find fresh and forever trees and hand-picked ornaments and the perfect gifts for family and friends. The Bruce Company Garden Center, where the spirit of the season glows and happy memories are made. And the best memories begin at the Bruce Company.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each survey has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they? Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. US Cellular.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Do you guys have a favorite child?
I have a favorite son.
It's me, right?
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Wisconsin football welcomes the #1 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, to Camp Randall on Saturday night. It will be the 3rd top 5 team to come into Madison this season, which sets a new school record at UW. But against the Ducks, the Badgers want to set the record straight. They haven't beaten a ranked opponent in the Luke Fickell era, and they want to show the world who they can really be.
This is what you play for. These are these opportunities that whether anybody gives you much of a chance, you have every opportunity to go out there and earn the respect that you want. I think that's kind of the message for us, right, as we continue to push forward. We know that this is a process, whether it's how do we continue to grow offensively, how do we grow defensively, how do we grow as a culture, how do we attack weeks and games and situations like this, how do we handle, a situation like a couple weeks ago.
And of course, don't forget to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Badger safety Austin Brown joined sports director Zach Hanley to look at what went wrong against Iowa and discover how UW can knock off top-ranked Oregon. The show airs, as always, at 6:30 on Friday, right here on News 3 Now. After 2 dominating performances last week against Penn State and Iowa, Kelly Sheffield's squad moved up 1 spot in the latest AVCA poll to sit at number 6 in the country. The Badgers are one of 4 Big Ten teams ranked in the top 8. And even more good news, the dynamic duo of Sarah Franklin and Charlie Furbringer were honored by the Big Ten for their part in the sweeps. Franklin was named the league's co-player of the week, while Furbringer was tabbed the conference's setter of the week. And for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons, Wisconsin women's soccer is headed to the NCAA tournament. The Badgers earned a 5 seed in their bracket and will host Maine for the first time ever in the first round of the tournament. The date and time of the match, however, against the Bears will be announced at a later date. We finish here. Brewers manager Pat Murphy was named a finalist for the National League's MLB Manager of the Year award in his inaugural season as the Cruise skipper. He led the Brewers to a National League Central title. One of his players, too, the young guy, Jackson Chourio, was nominated for the NL Rookie of the Year award. We'll be right back.
Big Beautiful Sectional for just $9.87 with a free ottoman. Big deals.
Black Friday deals.
All month long, up to 60% off list. Deals so big, prices so low. While they last, only at Slumberland Furniture.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
Score the lowest prices of the year right now at Brothers Main's Black Friday sale. You won't find lower prices anywhere. And enjoy our free delivery. Shop family-owned Brothers Main's low price guarantee on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Feel like family. Brothers Main.
This is Ford Truck Month, with big offers on the trucks that don't subscribe to the word impossible. Like the off-road ready Ranger, the adaptable Maverick, plus F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, featuring the 2024 Ford F-150, and Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year, all with offers that make owning one possible. This is Ford Truck Month. Hurry to the final days of Truck Month to lease an F-150 STX for $329 a month. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
What if Juliet got a second chance at life after Romeo? And Juliet, the new hit Broadway musical and the most fun you'll have in a theater. I got the eye of the tiger. Created by the Emmy-winning writer from Schitt's Creek and pop music's #1 hit maker. And Juliet is exactly what we need right now. Playing November 26th through December 1st at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Dashing has been very helpful for me. Definitely brought me a significant amount of extra income and allowed me to comfortably pay my bills and live a lifestyle and get out and have some fun. Portable benefits would be great. It would allow me to afford health care, dental insurance, and vision insurance. That's great because, as you can see, I wear glasses. I will need to get more eye exams because I'm getting up there in age. I love the freedom and flexibility of Dashing, and portable benefits will give me an additional peace of mind.
It's the Black Friday mattress sale at Slumberland, up to 60% off list. Get a Sealy Posturepedic high-brand mattress for just $699, or save up to $800 on select adjustable mattress sets.
I hear this help reduce snoring.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now This Morning, moving forward.
Tonight on The Late Show, I'm joined by Puppies and Chris Evans. It's your mom's dream come true.
New tonight on CBS.
Finally tonight, millions of crustaceans in the South Pacific are headed on their annual trip. This is fascinating nature at play. Piles of crabs were seen swarming across a road on Australia's Christmas Island. They're beginning their migration to spawn.
And this year's migration is expected to be one of the largest in recent years. Christmas Island is home to more than 100 million red crabs. The crabs live in the island's rainforest and mostly eat fallen leaves, fruits, flowers, and seedlings. Please drive carefully.
We don't see in Wisconsin. Yeah, drive carefully.
If you're going down that road. Might be a crunchy drive, folks. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we're going to be dry tomorrow, but then we have a chance of rain. Actually, rain looks pretty likely later in the day Wednesday, probably not until after sunset, and then it could linger into Thursday morning, but later in the day Thursday it will be dry, and then we do have a good chance of rain next week as well.
All right. Jacob, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.